It's already 2:00. We got shit to do. We're gonna hit record. This is the 5 on 5 podcast presented by Neek's Hot Sauce and DirectMusicService.com. I am one of your hosts, Phenom, coming to you live from Portland, Oregon. Down the street from me, he's doing some shit over there too. It's Jupiter Williams. No disrespect.
No disrespect. This is Jupiter Williams.
No disrespect. It's Jupiter Williams.
Literally still down the street. Doing the same shit that I was doing that you were doing.
No disrespect. And our man with the plan, who's also a Portland resident now. Not really. He was this past weekend. Neek Lopez.
Hey, Neek has face card now.
Yeah.
People came up to Neek and was like, hey, 5 on 5 podcast.
Yeah.
That was so weird.
Celebrity podcaster, Neek Lopez.
Hey, welcome to Portland, man. Hey, people play YouTube on like at coffee shops and stuff, so.
Yeah, that must be
we're getting some FaceTime.
We're getting FaceTime in Portland coffee shops.
Yeah.
Speaking of FaceTime, if you guys really want to see our faces, go ahead and sign on to YouTube. See the 5 on 5 podcast, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and ding the bell every time we drop a video, and then rewatch all of our other videos and see my beautiful hair growth journey. Actually, all of ours. All of ours. Oh my God.
No disrespect.
No disrespect, y'all.
No disrespect.
But I was going through it all. And, Neek, your hair grows really fast, my guy.
It does.
It grows really fast. It was like one YouTube, you had a Caesar, and the next you had an afro.
And then back to nothing, and then back to full head of hair.
Back to the afro.
He's a real Anderson Paak of a haircut. You never know what you're gonna get. We have so much to talk about. We talked about so much while we were all together in Portland. Before we get into it, I do want to encourage you to use our promo code 5on5 FIVEONFIVE over at Neek's website and
shout out Connect Zero. Connect Zero just signed up to DMS using our 5 on 5 promo code. So
and I believe our guy Ben Bliss too out in Chicago used it as well.
Oh, shout out Ben.
Warren, people are using it. All right, they're using it. That's all right. No, I always.
It doesn't exist for nothing. People are using it.
No disrespect. It's being used. It's being used.
No disrespect.
We have so much to catch up on. As I alluded to earlier, Neek was joining us in Portland this past week for the second to last Motown on Monday. By the time you hear this will probably be up. I'm assuming we're going to drop it today. So we'll just leave today as a mystery to whatever you think today is. And by the time you hear it, Motown on Monday will be coming to a close that night or shortly within a couple days. So end of the month, we're ending Motown on Monday. The current day is August 25th, 2022. We're doing the last one on August 29th over at Fortune in Portland. We're ending our iteration, the Men on Vacation iteration, and we are relinquishing the title and giving it to Mighty Moves, Renz, and Jared Max Bass over at Clinton Street Records. They're moving it to Dots Cafe.
But we're still involved.
We're still involved.
We're still very much so involved. Like Motown on Monday, Portland is still very much Men on Vacation, Jupiter, Phenom, Max Bass, Mighty Moves, all those guys. Yes, it's still us. So
the way I explain it, because a couple people had asked, it's time to pass it to the homies. We're all too busy collectively. Travis, you posted up a schedule that had 600 gigs for August.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in and out of town. I'm splitting time between here and there and, bouncing around. It's busy and it's good. And we still believe in the brand. We still push the brand. We still have fun playing these sets, but we can't dedicate the full what we were doing.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I mean, Travis, if you want to elaborate on that.
I mean, no, it's just the natural cycle of Motown Monday. I mean, the guys up in Seattle do it all the time like that. I mean, we've seen Jeff pop in and out of being very involved and not being involved, but still being involved with it. Jeff, 100 proof.
Yeah.
So, the same goes for Swerve One too.
Yeah.
And same goes for Supreme. Supreme pops in and out too. So, I mean, this is just the natural movement of Motown Monday. It is supposed to be a DJ collective, and this is actually what we had envisioned in the first place. Is DJs like really taking this over, but we wanted to bring it here to Portland. So, hey, if I'm one of the forefathers of Motown Monday Portland, I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, we did a year over at Fortune.
We did a year at District,
and then a year at District, and I had a blast. It never popped off. I will say that I'm not gonna be on the podcast.
Yeah, not on a
slammed every night. It was balls out. Yeah. It had moments.
We did have moments
really good. But the thing that we can rest our hats on, where is the most enjoyable takeaway for us, is that we got to give so many people a platform.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's so fucking important, to be able to give DJs a chance to play a spot that maybe they wouldn't get to play regularly.
For real. I got little baby dragons flying around there in Portland now, man. I'm happy about that.
Yeah. So I think that is dope. I think giving somebody the chance to shine and getting them paid well too. Anyone can get booked for a night, but if you're getting paid what you deserve, what's a really good rate anywhere, I'd say we did our part.
Agreed.
So we closed the chapter on that, and then we're happy about that. So I'd say that's an absolute win.
Very yeah. So, if we could have some applause and post.
Yeah, some post applause.
Let's go.
So needless to say, we're fucking stoked for the next iteration of Motown on Monday. Passing it to these dudes. I love the combo of Mighty Moves and Wrens, dudes that are definitely pushing the interest in that, and Jared over at Clinton Street is the perfect alley-oop over at Dots. So
yeah, and it's great food over at Dots too.
Yeah, I'm stoked about that. I'm stoked to go eat over there. So we got that out of the way. I guess we should probably talk about Tube closing. I'm just giving away all my DJ nights and just gonna be a fucking an apparition in the desert. You're gonna see me as a mirage. No,
an apparition.
Yeah. Yeah, Neek was here visiting Portland. I'm talking about all this apparition and anime related weird shit.
Yeah,
that's where we're at. No, Tube's been open forever.
It's a staple.
Forever. Trav, when did you move to Portland?
Oh, I've been in Portland since 2000. So when I was 21, Tube was around.
Yeah, so 2001, Tube opened, I believe. I think it was 01. And so you've seen it through multiple iterations.
Through a few. All the way through back when our guy, friend of the podcast, Doc Adam, was resident DJ. Yeah,
there.
that's when I became familiar with Tube.
It's been around for a minute, and it's they've had all sorts of people there. They had Ray Shremmer there. Our guy Marshawn pulled up a couple of nights while I was there.
Hey Marshawn, man.
Yeah.
On four tires. On all four tires.
on all four. But it's without getting too much into it, it's been a fantastic spot for a long time for a lot of people, and it's provided a lot of good memories. So there you go. Yeah.
Shout out to Jaime the Great calling me.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a good run. Now we see what's next.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd say without saying too much more.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Tube was fun, man.
Tube was fun. It's wild to have a 50, 75 capacity bar that feels like just hundreds of people.
Right.
You know,
right.
And to have a successful party on a Tuesday, my hat goes off to everybody that threw it before me, because to double down on Motown on Monday, it's impossible to throw a weekday beginning of the week party. It's fucking tough. You know, it's an uphill battle. It always is. Even when you're successful, even when it's tough to throw a party anywhere on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Yes. Weeklies are hard to maintain. We've spoke about that before.
Yeah. But to do it on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, fucking grueling days.
Because it's funny. It's funny watching the young guys come in and throw like these once a month Saturday parties.
Yeah.
And be cocky about it.
Like crush it. Oh, our Saturday month.
Yo, try doing a weekly Tuesday. Try doing a weekly Wednesday.
Do a Monday, motherfucker.
Try that.
Yeah. You know, try keeping it fresh.
Yeah.
You know, which is a whole other thing. You know, as a resident DJ, and we've spoke on this many times, keeping a weekly party exciting.
Yeah. 100%. It's an art. It's a combination of things. You have to be creative, you have to be and you have to be lucky. You have to have a venue that's in the right spot where people actually want to go, because your event alone isn't the only draw. The venue has to be the draw. The location has to be a draw. It has to be a combination of positive variables that make your night successful.
Yeah.
And those variables are subject to change as well. You know,
facts.
A location can go from being the cool spot to completely undesirable in a matter of months.
Chinatown's rough. Chinatown's fucking rough stuff.
Chinatown is rough.
You know, and not even to get into a lot on that. It's seen better days.
Yes, 100%.
You know, yeah. So, I hope there's a lot of things popping up.
There are,
and I hope that a lot of this revitalizes a lot of these areas. You know, there's new spots popping up that you're like, oh shit, this is on this street. I didn't know of anything over here. You know, there's that new spot on the basement of the Treasury. You know.
Oh yeah,
That's that spot. No requests. It's
no requests.
Cool. If you have an idea, if you have a concept, and it's fun, I'm all ears.
Straight up.
If it's fun, if it makes sense, if it's fun, I'm usually not going to say no, unless the money is garbage.
Right.
Yeah. Unless the money
which is a big factor.
Yeah.
Which is a very big factor. but a lot of times I'm open to hearing people out and hearing their idea, and you know, even willing to work with people and being like, yo, I just started this party and like bear with me here. We're getting it off the ground. The budget's not what I want it to be, but I think you could really help us in this launch. Sure.
That's how my Wednesdays are.
Yo, my man just aired out his weekly.
He said, yo. While we're on the subject.
Bro.
Oh, straight up though, Colin. You need to hit up Dez. That's who you should hit up. I just thought about that. Dez, capital.
Okay,
yeah. I just thought about that one.
Yeah, you know, and I wrote down some notes today for the pod on things I want to talk about. When is it time to hang it up for a club? When is it time to hang it up for a night? You know?
Right.
We were talking about that. That was a big conversation during my trip, I feel like, because obviously with Tube finally deciding it's time. In Vegas, the average lifespan of a club, and this is average, these aren't like the staples, is like 7 to 10 years. That's like, and then at that point, it usually slows down or closes down to get renovated into something new. But there have been clubs that have exceeded that. Beauty Bar was one, close to 20 years, I think. XS is a huge one. That's like, I think they're on their like 16th or 17th year by now. Dre's has been around, shit, I don't even know when they started, but they've rebranded, like they've completely renovated, but stayed Dre's. A lot of clubs been open for a long time. Tao, even though they're kind of, in my opinion, on their tail end, but they've done Tao Beach now. That's like brand spanking new. I think 10 years. I don't think it's a matter of how long. I think it's once a new generation starts coming to the club, once our kids start coming to the club, and they don't want to go where their parents went, or they don't want to go where their older brothers and sisters went, whatever, that's when it's like, we got to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's when, because the identity of the club is kind of like older. So the older crowd is still going there. That's the other thing. So like, we're all in our 30s. The club we want to go to might not be the same club that the 21-year-old wants to go to.
That's a big thing too, that I was talking to Oreo Jones. I hopped on a call with him today. Speaking of friends of the pod, 2011, a lot of these kids were 11 and 12 years old.
Yeah.
In 2011, where you're like, yo, this was the peak of partying, or blah 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 blah, and be like, yo, I was in middle school, or I was in, like it's tough to translate that legendary status of something such as Beauty Bar, where you're like, I had some of the best nights of my life here, and somebody would be like, oh, I was 11 years old.
I was in middle school. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Or there's like, I don't know, man. I was just talking to somebody about, I can't remember what club it was, but yeah, on the record, we're talking about On the Record. All the DJs that I play, like, we all love On the Record. We're like, oh, that's my favorite club to play, blah, 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 blah. But I was there not too long ago, friend's birthday, and her group of friends were very young. And she was like, one of the girls was like, yeah, it's cool, but she's like, I wish people were younger. I wish there's younger people here. Everybody's older than me. And I was like,
yeah,
that's valid. Like, if I was 21 to 25, I wouldn't want to hang out with a bunch of 30 pluses.
Yeah. But does the Vegas Strip cater to the young crowd? No, because they don't.
It depends on the club.
Yeah, but they're looking for sales.
Yeah.
And they're looking for alcohol sales, and who's going to spend
money.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, that's like Omnia, XS, Hakkasan, Marquee. They do like Zook. I don't know why I keep forgetting to mention them. These places like allocate for GA, which is basically the younger crowd.
Right.
You want people on the dance floor. You want people at the bar buying your $20 Red Bull vodkas. That's their place. You know what I mean? But because they want to go see these mega DJs. And then the tables are for your older people who got the money to spend. But when you have a club that kind of caters and books things that like 30 plus people want, the tables are filled with the 30 plus, but the GAs filled with the 30 plus folks. Like a 21-year-old, that's not that appealing. Plus, it's like, man, all this music's older. I'm not really feeling this, or like, I get it. And that's when, I mean, if you're making enough money, if the venue's making enough money for these older people, and I hate saying older because I'm speaking about us, but if as long as you're making money, it's good. And once the young people are your only demographic and they stop coming, that's when it's time to hang it up.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's so many factors that the ticket sales they make a buku bucks off of that,
Yes.
And then a lot of times the spots don't. necessarily. They're like, oh, they got people handing out no cover cards, or they got, like that's still very much of a thing with all this competition in Vegas.
Oh, they still got people handing those out?
Oh yeah. That's even moved to like downtown. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's even moved downtown.
That's a good job for you. You had a good face doing that, actually. Yeah.
You guys trying to come out tonight? Trying to come to Marquee? Trying to come down?
You're not trying to come? Man, well, fuck y'all there.
Even downtown, trying to come to, you guys trying to get into Commonwealth tonight?
No patience for
no
it.
patience.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough, and nightlife is definitely in a different realm than it's ever been. People partying in the 90s is not the same people partying in the 2000s and 2010s, and now we're in the 2020s. So it's like I don't know what the answer is. I think things pop up, things do well, or they don't.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly think that's what it is too, especially here in Portland.
Yeah.
I don't think they have a rhyme or reason. Just like, yo, if it pops up and it pops off, it's dope.
Yeah.
People will come.
Yeah. Which is crazy to me because there's such an overhead on all of this shit.
Right.
Where I just wouldn't be throwing darts like that.
Right.
It's a big financial risk.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
But I think on the other side of things, as we are DJs, I think if we did take a calculated risk to open a club, we would maybe overanalyze and down to the very T, where it's like, sometimes these people just happen to be in the area and wanted to get fucked up, and here they were, and they had a great night, and they left a good review.
And that's really what there's two things I think that you need to take into consideration if you were to open a club. Is obviously location. If you're not in a prime location where partying is a thing, like it's not gonna happen. Like it's gonna be, maybe they come in. You can't have a destination place. You can't have a place that's like, oh, we're going to party at Club XYZ. Let's go to Club XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
It's, we're going to party in this neighborhood. Club XYZ is there.
Right.
That's where you know what I mean? Also, I think it would be wise for clubs to allocate a 10-year plan and to know that your club isn't going to make it 10 years.
Right.
If you just know that.
Right.
If you just know that, make a plan. Because 10 years is kind of a short year to have a business, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're lucky if you make it 10 years. And after 10 years, you have to become something, a totally different club.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be new. And I think that, like, honestly, at maybe even 7 years, like plan for 7 years, because you just have, it has to change. People want new. To make this legacy club is like it's very rare. Mm-hmm. To make it more than 10 years is pretty rare in any city.
Yeah, I mean, in club years, that's hundreds and hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that an institution such as Tube could stay open since 2001, unheard of nowadays. Oh, yeah. Just because the people invested in it, the people backing it, would simply move on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 20 years is crazy.
Yeah. It's granted, it's been through different owners, but it's still kept the same name.
Yeah.
And it still had that fucking draw through the same decades of people being like, dude, my big brother used to come here. Yeah. I just turned 21. I've been hearing about this place forever, or, like stories like that or something like that. There's not many of those left.
Right.
There's some in Chicago, Smart Bar, Sound Bar, Spy Bar, where it's like, fuck, this is, I think Smart Bar just celebrated 30 years or 40 years or something like that. And it's like unbelievable.
Places in New York, I know, still have a few.
New York, yeah.
Soho House or whatever.
But like, it's mostly like UK, Like even shit like Ministry of Sound and stuff like that.
They just closed Printworks.
They just I was just gonna mention that. One of the top spots in the fucking world. You know, I don't know. And for a minute we thought, well, maybe we could just do this on Twitch and people could do this at home and you could DJ at home and get the same effect and people were going to continue to. And even our reality within the last 2 years of our interest of people are still going to be on Twitch when this all opens back up. And here we are. It's all wide back open up again.
Yeah.
And the hype and that buzz that everybody was like, because we asked 50, 60 DJs every week on this show, are you still going to keep streaming once everything opens back up? And everybody, oh, yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah, no doubt.
2 of them. There's like 2 or 3 of them that are still doing it. Not to shit on anybody. I get it. The real world
at all.
Not at all. We didn't do it.
Yeah. But even our reality, our perception of what we thought was going to be a constant in a year.
No idea. There's no way to tell.
No clue.
There's really no way for us to measure what's actually going to happen in the future, what's actually going to, like, there's no way to navigate it. But one thing's for sure, and history has shown us, is that nightclubs don't last very long. And very rarely do you get one that lasts forever. And if you want one that lasts a long time,
you have to be in constant change.
Yeah. You have to be ready to change. You have to be ready to update. You can't, I mean, that's an expensive venture. You know, I think you can't cut corners.
Right.
Especially in the beginning. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things, right? Open a club for the first time the right way.
Yeah.
Proper sound system, proper fucking bar tools, and bar amenities, like all the things that you need, proper DJ gear. And then if you're serving food, like making sure that this is, you know, like if you're going to have a full kitchen, make sure you have all the things like that will pass codes for a long time, because once you start like cutting corners and regulations and legalities get in the way, now you have like this building that's just shoddy and fucked up and you're putting band-aids all over the place to fix it.
Right.
Or, you know, I think once you start ready, you know, the right way, all you have to do is maintain for a long time. It's a lot of money up front, but you end up saving money with having to upgrade every, you know, couple of years.
Even at that, though, that's driving it off the lot. Okay, the door's open, and you're essentially throwing wood into the fire to keep people warm, and the wood is money. You're throwing money into the fire to keep the masses warm.
Yeah,
forever from then on out until you close the doors, because nothing hits like that peak when you guys launch. And there's all this buzz. We're opening. There's a shiny new toy. Blah 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 blah.
Everybody wants to see it.
Yeah. How do we ride close to that high?
Close to it, because you're never gonna stay there.
It's the quicksand. We're bringing up quicksand again. It's the quicksand effect, where you're always just slowly sinking, and you got to keep fucking throwing money at it.
But I think that's the other thing is.
Hold on. Speaking of quicksand, I did see somebody on my timeline running through quicksand. Yes. And they started falling in quicksand.
You saw quicksand?
Yes, I did.
Were they prepared for it?
I mean, he just stopped. He just
because you're told. See, he did what we were all told.
Yeah.
Hold still.
Yeah.
Move slow.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
If you flail around, you're going down.
We're not doing another podcast.
Back to the subject. Sorry.
I refuse.
I had to get off the rails for a second.
What were you gonna say, Neek?
I was gonna say, I think that's even like, so let's say you take all the steps to make this perfect club. If you're in the wrong neighborhood, it doesn't matter. I think the days of, you know, these New York in the 70s aspirations where it's like, oh, we started a fucking club in a neighborhood where nobody went and we brought all the people out. Like, I think those days are over. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you're gonna start a club in an industrial neighborhood or like part of the city and expect people to start coming out, and then you're the reason that this ends up becoming the new nightclub area.
Right.
It's just not. I think those days are over. I really do think that that's. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I just feel like we're not like the club areas of our neighborhoods are pretty established.
Have we seen all the movements?
It's just, I don't know. I think we glorify certain eras and people try to like
relive
that and recreate it, where it's like the wheel doesn't need to be invented again. It was already, that happened. It's done. We know it. We know the plan. We know how to do it.
Well,
lightning
they
doesn't
talked
strike
about
twice.
No. They talked about Studio 54 opening again. What if we bring back Studio 54? Why?
Like you're gonna open a disco club? Like that's what I mean. Like, so you just open a club, call it Studio 54, but it's not Studio 54 because it's probably in a different location. Probably has, aesthetically some of the same things, but like it's gonna look and sound different. It's gonna sound different. There's no way you're playing all old music in Studio 54. You're gonna play contemporary music in a disco club.
And you're not going to have a off the wall Michael Jackson walking in there just kicking it either.
You know what I'm saying? Like the things that made Studio 54 couldn't work. Studio 54 didn't have a liquor license. They had to get a daily
permit
for like a private event, basically. Like you would if you were throwing like a wedding. You had to get like a permit for liquor that day. And if you didn't get that license that day, they couldn't serve alcohol. So they had to get this daily. I don't know how long that lasted, but I know that was a thing. They had a moon structure on the stage that was like taking a bump, like a spoon would come up and take a bump of coke, like glorifying cocaine. You can't do that kind of shit now.
No.
And like also clubs aren't private things anymore. Like clubs are all owned by like corporate conglomerates, like and big wigs. Like, and bottle service is a thing. Like, we're talking about big money now.
Right.
Like, night clubbing has become a big money thing. Like, it's not one of those things where you can just open a club and like serve fruit punch and everybody's on drugs and you're just, getting by on door covers.
The way it exists was due to the lack of social media.
Yeah.
You can't have a big club like that and everybody's on their cell phones and everyone's taking pictures of everything, the wild shit going on and blah blah blah. Like,
it's a different time. And those days are over. So I think what people need to just do is just shift their focus, get big investors who are prepared to set you up in a neighborhood where partying is a thing, and run with it like that. Vegas is weird too, because sorry, I have the hiccups. Vegas is weird too, because you can't, like, if it's not East Fremont or it's not the Strip, you're probably not going to get people partying over there.
Right. It's tough. I mean, it's tough anywhere, but especially in Vegas with all the competition. Portland is a city still finding their sound, still finding their identity within nightlife, still finding this is still very much the Wild West.
You guys are in a different position because from what I could tell, your nightlife was in that Chinatown downtown area. And it seems like now you're muted. I think now with things changing, it's
Am I muted still?
No, you're good.
Okay.
I think it looks like now you guys are changing areas.
Yeah.
It's still they're still recovering from the first recession, from that 2008 recession. Because that's when nightlife took a real big hit in Portland. Because in Portland, it wasn't just, Chinatown. there was nightclubs spread out in different areas, and people didn't mind going into different areas and partying throughout the night. It was common to be on 3 or 4 different party lists during the night, and it just
Different parts of town.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But all on mostly on the west side. Mostly on that west side.
Like walking distance, or like you'd have to like hop in a car?
Some of them walking distance, but most of them hopping in a car, you getting into.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was very much so spread out. The recession hit and everything started to get more concentrated into that Chinatown area.
Gotcha.
So
that's interesting too, because downtown culture in Vegas is very much bar hop. That's kind of the thing. Whereas on the boulevard, on Las Vegas Boulevard, you go to a club, that's where you're at that night.
Right.
We're going to this club, that's where we're at tonight. Very rarely is it like we're gonna start here, go here. It's like get dinner here, and then hit the club. That's it. So I think that maybe that's something that it would help if that came back, is setting up shop to be at the club for a long time, at that place for a while. That's not really a thing that unless it's like a big club like in Las Vegas. I don't know.
Right.
People don't really do that anymore.
Fortune did that well. Plant-based poppy, good cocktail program, DJs at 9:00. I think that is one of the mysteries in Pandora's box. How do we get them there and keep them there? Cool. We're going to provide you dinner at one of the best in the fucking city.
Yeah.
You have that as an option. And if you want to eat later, guess what? We got a late night menu.
Yeah.
And it's actually pretty fucking good. We have a cocktail program where you can start off slow. And if you want to ramp it up, cool. We got good music, starts at 9:00. We got somebody playing vinyl 6 to 9 before then. And then it's going to get more of a house party.
I think that's really the key, is figuring out how to get people to stay at your venue for a long time.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how else to do it right now. And On the Record does it with, hey, we got a fucking performance here. We got like dancers, and then we got people from Silk Sonic Band performing. And then if you stick around long enough, you might see Anderson .Paak walk in.
Yeah,
he's gonna play a late night set, or Usher, or anyone. It's about the extended experiential club environment. What sets you apart from the next one?
These mega clubs, they do it by aside from being just these incredible and like large venues, is they make you pay for it. If I paid
right
on, let's say, Friday, front. Saturday,
right,
I paid $40 up front just to get into the door, I'm staying.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
I paid to be here. I'm not going anywhere. Where am I going to go?
Right. And the table too. Hey,
or, I'm just talking GA, but if you fucking buy a table on the cheap end on a weekend night, like I mean a holiday weekend, you're looking at like $5,000 absolute dirt minimum.
Right.
Just to get in, and you don't even have a view.
We we got you in probably before 11:00, if I had to guess.
Yeah, you're basically there at doors 10:30, 11, which is the worst time to get to a club with 2 bottles or whatever. You're done before the headliner goes on.
Yeah.
And they flip that room.
Yeah,
man.
They wait for you to get good and drunk before that headliner get on, and they flip the room real quick.
Yeah.
We got Cardi B performing. Hey, y'all want to sit here? They just left.
Yeah. Or if you want to stay here,
gotta buy more bottles.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. It's a long play. And I think the long play is the way to do it. With so many places. Perfect example. Travis and I throw Tuesday night. Okay, Travis is across the street at District. I'm across the street at 2. There's constant flow back and forth. There's a bounce the entire night.
Right.
if there was something that set people up where they knew at 11 o'clock Diplo's performing or whatever, there would be no bounce.
Right.
There would be no bounce back and forth.
I think that's the thing is I think you got to offer two different products.
Right.
I think venues in his bar hopping neighborhood need to offer different products. Mm-hmm. Even clubs with multiple rooms, there's no reason that two venues are serving up the same dish.
Even concept nights, you know,
it doesn't.
Right.
Like when I had to plug in a Thursday night at 2, and I spoke with Travis on this. I said, okay, cool, because Travis and I play Thursdays at District.
Yeah.
I said, I talked with the club owner at 2. I said, full transparency, there's no reason you should be doing the same thing we're doing over here as we do across the street when you go ahead and build it out. I said, let me suggest you do a house night.
Yes.
Let me give you that whole community as a destination spot. People know Thursday nights, if I want to hear house, the only place I should be in town is at Tube.
Yes.
And if you want that back and forth, you'll get it. But your people know I already made myself as a destination in Chinatown. I'm not bouncing around simply because there's not anything else like this that we're throwing at this venue.
Exactly. You find your people that want that. If top 40 hip hop and R&B is being offered at the venue across the way, you should be doing something else.
Right.
1,000,000%.
There's no reason to compete in the same thing. If we're both making tacos, now we're just choosing the nicer place.
Fam, this young ass DJ out here in Portland decided to throw a pink party on Saturday night. Well, Saturday night was also one of the promoters at District's birthday party.
The Barbie
and his party was a Barbie party, and everybody had to wear all pink. So this young DJ / promoter decided to put down, hey, well, since District is doing a Barbie pink party, we decided to do a Barbie pink party too, so that you guys could bounce back and forth. No.
Do something else.
It's not what you do.
It's not what you do. And I'm sure that didn't work out.
It did not work out, and he got a lot of flack for it and had to apologize to everybody.
It's a really shitty thing to do. It's bad for business. I think it doesn't work out when you do it that way. I just think it's easier to just offer a different service.
Yeah.
It's easier, and it gives people that true variety, a reason to bounce back and forth. If I'm at Club X and they're playing top 40 hits, R&B, hip hop, and Club Z is doing the same thing, I'm just choosing the venue now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just choosing the venue that already has people in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go like if this club like starts with 10 people and this club opens with 0, I'm going to the one with 10. It doesn't even matter what's happening. Yeah. It doesn't matter what music is playing. It doesn't matter who the DJ is. I'm just going to the one with people in it. They're playing the same thing. Who cares?
Right.
The drinks cost the same amount. Who cares?
Right.
Like it doesn't.
Or proximity.
Proximity. You know, a $1 to $2 difference ain't gonna make me change my mind.
No.
Right.
You know, so it's like you have to just offer a different thing, and then just accept the fact that you're just gonna get different people. Like, you know, like, oh shit, I'm not really feeling this. I want to go hear the house shit over there. I'm not really feeling this. I want to go hear rap over there. Like, it's just make people make a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what sucks is, but the one thing that sucks is when you got to, again, this goes back to what I was saying about when you start a club and you do it the right way. When you open up and right out the gate, you're playing this kind of music and you switch. Now you have to rebuild that brand.
Yeah.
People now have to learn your new identity as you're a house club.
Yeah, and that's why these places are falling in love with the word open format.
Yeah, open format's back.
It gives them the excuse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well it was just hip hop. He was just playing hip hop last night.
It's open format. He can play whatever he wants.
Yeah. This catch-all.
It went from open format truly being a catch-all to being top 40 is code for hip hop and R&B.
Right.
Because that's what you played in the hip hop rooms.
Right.
To now, I feel like it's truly going back to what it means.
I think
genreless.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It is.
It's interesting. I was talking to Oreo, like I mentioned earlier, and he brought up an interesting point where he just got off tour, supporting the group Dead, DEHD.
Oh yeah.
His project Bless is awesome. Check them out. And he said he had this postpartum coming off tour where everything was moving so fast, and as soon as it ended, he slumped into a depression.
Yeah.
Because he felt inadequate.
Yeah.
Like he didn't, like he wasn't
like I'm not doing anything. Yep.
And he saw other people still like touring in Europe and stuff like that.
But then you see the people at home doing shit too. When you're just getting off the tour and not doing shit. Yeah. I know the feeling.
Oh shit. Yeah.
I know the feeling very well.
Oh yeah, you were a tour DJ, yeah.
Twice. Yeah.
You know, and
that's why I went on tour again.
Couldn't get enough.
Yeah, I was like, man, this is fucking stupid. I'm just stagnant right now. Let me get out of here.
Couldn't get enough.
Our other friend of the show, Bonks, just got back from tour.
Yeah.
Shout out Bonks.
Yeah. You know, and shout out to vinyl collector, vinyl enthusiast Bonks.
Yeah, a new chapter of his life.
There you go.
yeah. This man calls us hourly, letting us know what he picked up from the record shop, and I'm here for it. Let me tell you, I will look at records all day, all day. And he's going into these shops. He's showing me the walls and everything. I'm like, oh man, I kind of want this. I kind of want that. It's great. And to that extent, we spoke on, Oreo and I spoke on, we had some friends that used to throw a party, and he said, oh, they look kind of old now. And I said, I don't think you get old until you stop moving. I don't think the old sets in if you're going. Like if you look at Diplo, if you look at Steve Aoki, 365 days a year on the road.
Pharrell's ass.
Yeah, where you're like, these guys are so young. First of all, they're taking the absolute best care of themselves. So when you think that they're out partying every night, they're doing this or that.
Drinking that alkaline water.
Yeah, Aoki's
working out. Look at fucking Diplo, he's jacked.
Diplo, like all of these guys. But I said to Oreo, I said, a Rolling Stone catches no moss. And you are only old and you are only washed and you are only tired if you slow down and don't provide something. If you're not creating anymore.
Right.
True.
And I think that's a huge statement to anyone 40, 50, 60 within the scene. Look at Carl Cox.
Yeah.
He could do this forever.
Fam, that dude. He looks young doing it too. Still,
he's a party rocker, man.
Still looks like he's in his 20s.
Yeah, he's lapping everyone.
Golly,
you know? I think there's
I love Carl Cox.
There's a sentiment. There's something to be said about keeping yourself busy so you don't have time.
I mean, shit. Look at Uncle Warren. Look how he plays, man. He runs laps around all of us, man.
Running laps, yeah. Even when he was doing the Twitch streaming and all that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Up on music, has his hand in multiple different projects.
Yeah,
that's the key, and that's what Neek and I spoke on a bit this week. Diversifying your income.
Absolutely.
You know, you get a little from over here from doing this, a little from doing this, a little from doing that.
And that's what I've been focusing on when I am not DJing.
Yeah.
Holla at me if anybody's into the Web3. Holla at me.
Yeah, that's what it's at. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing when you're not DJing? What are you going to be doing?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I think that's something we all should be thinking about is how do I transition my love of music and my love of nightlife? Or if you don't have that, like, what are you going to do outside of it? You could be something completely else.
Yeah,
you could transition this into something else. You could, I don't know, for example, Colin being a vegan, you know, he could just decide, you know, I don't love nightlife, and you know, I could take this
I want to be a vlogger,
brand that I've created and go into you know, a vegan, you know, go into food industry or something. I don't know, whatever that may be for certain people, like,
and opening up his own store called The Source, and have a lot of women around him and start wearing white linens and hang gliding and coming out with multiple albums and start a cult. Wait a minute.
Start a cult essentially. Wait a minute.
Guys,
Call himself Osho.
I had 2 nights open up. I had Tuesdays and Saturdays open up. And I can't wait to tell you about my next project.
They do the behind the music. It's like, yo, he said
we're opening a vegan restaurant called The Source. We're like, wait.
It's a small buy-in. It's $7,500 a month. It's not bad, boys. We're already in on this. Look how good this is working out.
It's worked out here. Why wouldn't it work out over there?
I told you it would always work out. Always works out.
No, but like we were saying about these
Travis said, no, I can't get in on this.
No, I'm not going to get in on this at all.
I'm excited.
Are you sure? Are you sure, Travis?
This sounds great.
Travis is like, I'm not getting in on it. And when the camera pans back to him, he's wearing all white. He goes, I promise, I'm not interested. Real long white hair. Travis, join us.
I'm telling you, I'm not in.
I'm not in. Buy vinyl with us, Travis.
No, that's how it is.
Give all of your money to the record store.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is, man.
Don't you want this music in hard copy, Travis?
Yeah, that's how it is. Man, I just not pick up the phone when you guys call me.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I just don't have the room right now. Once I get a bigger spot,
here we go. The way my room is set up.
The way my boat and my bank account is set up.
Yeah, Travis has a pillow made out of only records. I told you I didn't have room. It's a blanket. Blanket of records.
I change the top copy every night.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Sleeping on the Ohio players at night sometimes.
Yeah. Your plate is
just
a
like
record.
Freeborn.
Yeah. It's a plate, but it's just a record. It's like mac and cheese, barbecue. Like just eating off the record. Like I don't have room.
No,
it's a cult, man. It's a cult for sure. I think we definitely leaned into that a bit more over the last couple years of buying records and diving down that realm. But, we were talking the other day, a lot of people aren't selling their records. We're seeing a lot more garbage out there.
Yeah, a lot of people are hanging on to their stuff lately.
I think that window of people wanting to get rid of them, I think people started to realize, this might be an investment.
Yeah.
Might make a little...
Because they're expensive again, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's supply chain issues and X, Y, and Z. So it's a whole thing. But
there's value in nostalgia.
Oh man. Yeah, and I wanted to talk about that too. Some of the biggest songs right now, 2012, 2013, 2014, like Big Room House is going off.
Yeah.
Like Titanium. I bet you No Beef from Afrojack would go off right now. Like
that shit is all throwback now. That's the thing.
Yeah.
These were songs, again, what we were talking about in 2011. Some of these people were 11 years old.
Yeah.
Right.
So these are fucking throwback songs to them. These are their 5th grade, 6th grade jams. It's crazy to think about, but these were their jams. And we can throw these on and they're like, oh man, I love this song when I was in fucking 6th grade. Meanwhile, we think it's corny because we were in the club when this was happening.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got to be the same thing when I'm dropping, I don't know, Technotronic, Pump Up the Jam, and it's going off in the club, and the older cats are like, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Right.
It's ridiculous. But to me, it's like, it's Space Jam. It's what I was listening to when I was a little kid. To them, it's that corny song that was in the club.
And in every sports.
And in every sports arena.
Yeah, so that was the thing too.
The reception is different depending on your age, I guess.
Yeah, it beat the shit out of you on the radio too.
Yeah.
We're watching that era though, where the 90s are starting to get phased out. And the 90s are too old now.
Yeah.
And now the 2000s are what people can relate to.
because they were there.
Like Mario, Let Me Love You, and stuff like that.
Right.
That's more interesting, and the reception for Return of the Mac maybe wouldn't be as strong in comparison.
Right. My Usher set as of late has been going off lately.
Usher, yeah, is like the biggest song of the night right now.
Fam. Yes. It really is.
He saw the window, he did this thing, and yeah, the tiny desk couldn't have come at a better time for him.
Facts, because he put to bed any kind of questions about him doing verses.
Yeah, and that Vegas residency and the after parties and all of that,
everything right on time.
Right on time. Yeah, just put out the fucking album. God damn, we have like 2 or 3 singles in the past 3 years and no fucking album. Usher, what are we doing here?
I think he realizes that the priority for it is different.
Neek, I don't want to hear logical
Here's
talk right now.
You like it?
Neek, I don't want to hear logical talk right now. Talking from a fan's perspective, Neek.
I got you.
I'm pissed.
Okay, if we're talking about a fan, my man wants to hear an album.
I need the album.
God damn.
Never mind.
Everything that you just said, I agree with.
Fine. I
agree with it. I agree.
I know. When you change it to a fan's
album.
perspective, it's different. I don't want 3 songs. I want a complete project.
Because these songs were hot songs too. In my perspective, I played the shit out of them. Bad Habits, Don't Waste My Time, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Thoughts remix, and there's another one that I'm missing in it. Good Luck, but that's the City Girls though.
Travis, I have a very surprising update for you.
Go ahead.
Neek is fully in on the Cardi B, Dirk, and Kanye song.
That's cool.
He loves it.
Welcome, Neek.
He loves it.
Welcome, Neek.
As soon as that song came out and it came on my like Spotify weekly, whatever, I was like, hold on. My favorite verse is the Cardi verse.
Yeah, Cardi goes off.
She
goes off. Yeah,
it feels so random to me, but that might be my
favorite song of all time.
That's one of my favorite. It's electric. Jimmy Snuka off the top, bro.
Fire.
This might be my favorite, like top 3 girl rapper verses.
That's fair.
High review, high praise.
This is up there with Queen shit.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
And what, Monster?
No, Monster's not.
Oh, Monster.
Monster's not on there? Monster's not on there?
Uh-oh.
Oh my.
Sasquatch, Goblin, Godzilla, King Kong.
I'm good on that whole song.
Hey,
honestly,
man.
I'm gonna keep it a bean, and I know
Zombie, Ghoul, Goblin with no conscience.
This might
I'll take it.
This might be the thing. This might be what fucks us up, because I don't fuck with Nicki Minaj, bro. I don't like she doesn't do it for me.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm not trying to diss her artistically, and I was about to, but that's not fair. Because I recognize the talent. It's just not for me. I don't like the voice changing. I don't like all that. I don't know. It's very Busta Rhymes-esque.
It is.
But I like when Busta does it. I don't like when she does it. I don't know.
That's fair.
Did Kendrick change his voice because of that?
I don't like when they start doing this.
Yeah. And Kendrick did the crying. Kendrick does the crying voice.
Yeah.
Is that a Nicki Minaj?
Kendrick
does that a Wayne? Is that a Wayne?
Maybe it's a Wayne. I think it's. I want to hope it's just Kendrick it's just being dynamic.
But see, that's why it's hard for me to listen to Baby Keem sometimes, man.
Yeah.
He does the same Kendrick.
I can't listen to Baby Keem for a whole like.
Yeah,
I'm not putting on a Baby Keem.
I was listening to Kendrick.
It's the voice. The silly voices take me out, man.
Yeah.
Silly voices take me out.
Yeah, they take me out too, bro.
Like when I'm listening to 90s rap, it's kind of just what they did. So I don't know. In my mind, I disassociate with it being silly. But when I hear it now, I'm like, y'all are just talking silly. They're just silly voices. Just fucking rap. I'm tired. Just fucking rap. I don't need all the theatrics. That's just my personal taste. So I don't want to diss Nikki. She's good. She's always been good. It's just when she starts doing that bipolar voice shit, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, that's fair. No, that is
too theatrical for me.
Yeah.
But Cardi's verse on that song is just tough.
It's fire.
It's tough. Some rap shit.
Woo! Smoking dope.
Yeah.
Fire.
That is just some rap shit, and it's a single. I can't believe it.
Who wrote that? Who wrote that for her? Was that Partisan?
I don't know what the fuck. I don't know anything. I don't know about Cardi like that to be like.
Well, Partisan writes a lot of her stuff.
Bars? Well,
yeah,
I mean,
Partisan
Queen shit isn't written by Kim. That's Biggie.
Well, right.
So, I mean, I don't want to take away the fact
Jay
that
wrote
that's still an incredible.
Foxy.
Yeah. So I don't want to like shit on.
Oh, I'm not shitting on him for that.
Yeah, I don't want to take away. I don't want to take away any. I still love that
because you still got to deliver.
You still got to deliver.
Partisan doesn't deliver like Cardi delivers,
and that's why. Yeah,
and I love Partisan.
So that's where I'm at. That's in my top 3. I still have to think of the third, but that's in my top 3 female rap verses.
I like it.
That's fair.
I like it.
That's fair.
Staying Alive is growing on me.
Really?
Staying alive.
I like the beat. I like the beat.
What beat?
I like it.
What beat?
I like it.
Do you think? Okay.
I like it. I
want to ask you: do you like it for the car or do you like it for the club?
For the club, when the bass, I don't know, there's something about that bass on that song. I just like the beat. I find a way to fit it into my set, and I like how I fit it into the set. You know, it makes sense.
And you get good reception with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Because I didn't think that I would either.
I find myself lately taking the opinions of DJs more than I take the opinions of people who go to clubs. And I think I want to start listening more to club goers than DJs on their opinions on music. The other day I went into, shout out to Analog Dope, the Black owned record and bookstore out here.
Oh, shout out.
And they were asking me, they're like, how'd you like the new Beyonce album? I was like, I thought it was dope. I thought it was fun. I was like, but it's a little chill for the club. I was like, it's more dancey than usual, but it's a little chill for the club. They're like, really? I was like, yeah. They're like, even this song? I can't remember what song they mentioned.
Covet. Energy.
No. What's not Move It? Keep going. What song you would play in the club? Not the single, not the
all
first
those. Let's see.
Material, not material. That's different.
Church Girl.
I have to look, but anyways, they answered the song, and I'm thinking, yeah. I was like, yes. I was like, I can't play that at like 1 a.m. They're like, oh yeah, I guess I see. And I'm thinking, what the fuck do I know? They want that song. They're telling me, I like this song. I would love to hear this song in the club. Who gives a fuck? Like that's who I'm playing for, right? So like, what the fuck do I know? I'm telling them no, it doesn't work. They're like, yeah, I would love that. Like,
now, are you saying it doesn't work in the club, or are you saying that it doesn't work in your set?
I don't know.
Or you think that you can't work it into your set?
I could totally work it into my set, but to me, it just feels so much chill and not as high energy as I would assume that I should be playing at a certain point. It's a dancey record, but it still would be early in the set.
I really want to know what song this is, man.
I feel that way about the whole album. Nothing on that album comes across to me as peak hour. Same with the Calvin album. Alien Superstar.
Alien Superstar.
Yes,
it's Alien Superstar.
I think so. Yes.
That one is kind of hard.
Maybe. Let me see. Maybe it was Cozy. I have like muting while playing.
Cozy. You can't play Cozy peak hour.
Yeah, I'm playing Church. I just played Church Girl real quick. Like, I don't know. They're all pretty high energy songs as far as Beyonce music goes. But
They're all up there, like the 110.
They're in like the 110 to 120 range, which is still that's that no man's land we talk about.
That's that little funky land.
Where it's not quite house,
groove, the boogie
faster
land.
than R&B.
Yeah, it's like a boogie.
Yeah, it's like a boogie. It's like but that's still pretty chill. That's kind of a chill BPM. As far as hip hop and top 40 clubs go, that's a dancey track. But I don't know. I just feel like it's too chill to like play at peak hour. Any of them, any song on there. Am I wrong?
Well, yeah.
But also,
yeah, because it's a lot. There's a lot of songs on there that you're gonna get a lot of the gays voguing to once you put it on, and they're gonna get on the dance floor, aka Jarvis. Yeah, he'll get on the dance floor and he'll whip those extensions around, man. He'll do the splits and everything.
Special shout out to Jarvis.
Shout out to Jarvis. Jarvis
always
Sam.
Bringing the party.
Jarvis Sam, that's the man right there.
Yeah,
you can find him in Forbes. You can find him in the it was the oh my god, it was the April 2021 Forbes 30 under 30 or something like that.
Wow.
So
yeah,
sick.
Catch him in there.
I've been playing it's still I know it's been a minute, but I'm still playing the Trays and Crooked Break My Soul.
Oh yeah.
I use that to get into like my throwback house set.
Okay. She has that remix with Madonna on it.
Yeah.
It's called the Queen's Remix. And it's Vogue.
Is it good?
It's all Vogue. Yeah, it's good. I like it. It's darker.
Travis, how's the Madonna album?
I haven't heard the Madonna album.
We should all listen to it after.
We should all listen to it.
We will. Okay.
I don't know. I've been playing lately because obviously Gimme is still getting ABBA's Gimme is still getting some traction.
Right.
I think the hype is finally dying down on it though. People are into
You think? I don't know.
You're still getting it?
Monster.
I still get it. I found this edit and it's old. And I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give up the juice. Whatever.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not. Who cares?
Share with us, Neek.
Share it with us.
Share with everyone.
It goes gimme into hung up. But the edit I found is kind of flawed because it's all of gimme. It's 2 verses into hung up. And it does the speed change and the transition. So it goes faster. So it goes from like 120 to 128 into hung up, which is like it's fast. Great transition. People get really stoked because again, it's that late 90s, early 2000s nostalgia. And then the popularity of Gimme, but I think a shorter version that's one consistent BPM needs to be made.
Trav and I tried something funny the other night. I looked at him and I was like, hey, we're going to play super bass. And I wanted to see if it's got that nostalgia factor, if it went off. And there was a girl in front of the DJ booth and she looked at me like, what is this? And then I was like, oh, you don't know Nicki Minaj? And she was like, no, I do. And then the chorus came on and she lost her mind.
Yeah.
She was like, oh my God, like this is and I was like, yo, I think that nostalgia's there.
Yeah, it's there. We're there. We're right there now.
I DJ'd a wedding. This past weekend.
Oh yeah, tell us about the wedding.
Fantastic wedding. It was very hot. It was about 100 degrees.
Yeah, because you were in Sisters?
Sisters, Oregon. Yeah. Had a blast. Wedding. I feel like now all 3 of us are accustomed to playing for very a melting pot of a crowd.
Yes.
All sorts of ages, all sorts of backgrounds, everything.
Yes.
So it's a wedding. It's essentially DJing for a wedding on a weekly basis. So I had a bunch of songs I had to download that I didn't have, but the wedding went so smooth because we're essentially doing this now where we're at with with how music is now. You're already kind of doing it.
Yes, absolutely.
You're essentially, unless you're playing a very specific night, Neek at Mama Rabbit, you're playing loose. You're playing to Las Vegas is one big wedding.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
Portland on the weekends is one big wedding.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting all walks in there through the door.
Mm-hmm.
Wedding DJing is pretty easy.
It's easy. It's easy. Once you get out of the cocktail hour, dinner, speeches, first dance, mother son, daughter father dance. Once you get out of there,
smooth sailing.
It's a piece of cake.
But that pocket, though,
that pocket's kind of stressful.
A lot of room for error.
It is. It is. We want the first dance to stop at this time. We want the father to come in for the toast at this time. We're doing the cake cutting at this time.
Yeah, you don't want to say, you're reading things on the fly. I'm reading off my phone and I'm like queuing up songs, like three hands kind of stuff.
It humbles you real quick, though.
Yes.
It humbles you real quick because everybody's looking at you like you're the help. Until you start getting loose, you're the help.
Yeah. And then you get busy and you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't want to snafu on the names or the dances. You don't want to say a father-son dance on accident or something like that. Like, you don't, there's a lot of wiggle room and room for error. Wedding DJs, we've said this before. We had a whole wedding DJ podcast 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And sorry for taking last week off, but we were busy. We had shit
hanging
to
out.
do.
I had a wedding too.
Yeah. We've said this before. Hats off.
Every time.
You do this every single week. This is what you do. Hats off.
Multiple times.
A Friday, Saturday wedding. Couldn't be
these
me.
Wedding DJs, like, just the idea of bringing a sound system, gear, lights, furniture, like DJ furniture,
decoration,
decorations. Like, this shit is, and then dressing accordingly. All this on top of
dressing accordingly. Yes.
Dressing accordingly.
Yes.
I basically show up homeless to gigs. I remember I used to give Travis a hard time for wearing sweats and wearing slippers. I've worn my Burks to gigs. Like, I'd be showing up bare minimum. Sometimes, like, wouldn't be able to get in the club unless I was the DJ.
Toes for the hose?
But
toes exposed.
Okay. At the same time, though, there's a certain freedom that comes with that, though.
That comes with that.
You know what I mean? That's kind of like the same mindset of the millionaire dressing like Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Because he can.
It's a slight flex. I can show up however I want because I can pay for anything.
Yeah.
I can show up however I want because this fucking party wouldn't be happening unless I was here anyway.
Facts.
So nobody's going to tell me how to dress.
Facts.
I get that. But, like, at a wedding, you can't do that. You're fucking up somebody's day.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
You're fucking up somebody's day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to come correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to do that shit, and then, like, you're responsible for so much more than just the party. You're the fucking sound guy for the whole for the whole event.
That's what freaked me out. So that's what freaked me out, and I had to call Neek on this one. I've never set up a subwoofer with speakers before.
Oh, really?
So this is a new realm for me.
Oh, okay. You don't know how to pass through and everything. Okay.
Behind the wheels, I'm an ace. If you have an equipment issue, I got you. Speakers and that shit, that's not my expertise. And I had to get the mics and everything.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing wireless mics all weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, don't stand too close to the speaker. Get your cell phone away from the microphone, like that kind of shit.
People on mics at weddings are the most difficult thing ever because people don't know how to use mics, right?
No.
People don't know. people never listen to themselves talk.
No.
So they freak themselves out when they hear themselves talk from the speaker.
Yeah.
So then everybody wants you as the sound guy to turn up the fucking speaker. Well, what happens when you turn up the speaker when somebody's
Yeah. Can't
so
hear
so
you.
then
Everybody
you're like
100
yards away, right? And they're saying, "Yo, turn it up." You're like, "Yo, I can't turn it up because the dude doesn't know how to hold the mic." And how are you gonna say, "Yo, dude doesn't know how to hold the mic" when you're behind the DJ booth and you're just sitting here like,
people hold
you gotta
the
give
mic.
like a tutorial at the beginning of the night. All right.
No, I do, man. It doesn't.
This is how we do it
because it's people hearing themselves.
Yeah.
People don't ever hear themselves, so they freak out once they do.
People are holding up the microphone by their belt loops. And I was like, yo. Yeah. Yes. And talking like you're in a regular conversation.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude.
We can't hear you.
What? And then other people are holding the phone and the microphone together like it's a battle rap. And I'm like, yo. What is this? It was Travis, you're absolutely right. Every single person, you could have done a full survey and every single person would have been completely different with their mic usage. And I get it. And the other thing is too, I was working with wireless mics. So everyone thought that they had to turn it off or turn it on. When I said, I looked at this guy, the minister of the wedding, I said, pay attention. I said, the microphone is on. You give me a point, and then we'll get you going. Because you're up there in front of everyone for the wedding. Right. All I need is some sort of gesture, flick your nose, pull your ear, give me a wink, whatever you want to do, and I'll turn up your channel and we'll get this thing going. Okay.
Turns it off.
Okay. Sounds good. I said, okay, very good. He gets up there. Play the songs. Da-da-da-da-da. Everybody comes out. Everyone's out. Goes to talk on the mic. Nothing. He gave me the look. I said, we're good to go. Everything's good to go. I said, I'm on the side. He said, the wedding has started. And he's about to get in. I said, did you turn the mic off? And everyone started laughing. And I said, turn the mic back on. I said, I didn't tell you to turn anything off.
It was already on.
It was already, all you had to do was give me a look. Not give me a look and turn it off. And then, like, it's ready to go.
Off.
Yeah. I said, we rehearse this.
Yo.
He said, is it my hearing aids? And I said, it's not your hearing aids.
No, you turned it off.
You turn it's your fingers. It's not your ears, it's your fingers. You're probably with the fingers, not the ears.
Oh, man. Yo, the worst is, hey, this mic on?
Oh, yeah.
And then popping my speakers, so then I had to turn it down. And then they look at me like, yo. I'm like, I had to fucking turn it down because you're popping my fucking speakers. Yeah, the mic's on.
Yeah, mic's been on.
Okay, now talk into it.
Yeah. Unreal. I had a blast DJing the wedding.
Oh, I had so much fun too.
I will say that, like, hats off to everyone that does this and makes a career out of it, because holy fucking stress. And shout out to
day of stress, man.
Yeah, I rented all my gear from Guitar Center. Super easy. That was the easiest part of the whole experience. When I called him the day I had to pick up the gear, he goes, "Oh, let me check and make sure we didn't accidentally rent this out." And I was like, "Oh!" I would have had to play on my Rocket 6s for the wedding.
Oh no!
I would have been up to that.
Everybody be quiet. The music's on.
Yeah. Quiet.
Quiet down. Try to DJ.
Please, no singing or dancing. No, it's a fucking trip. I do want to wrap this up, though. As we like to do around here every single week, we need one song from each of us to add to the playlist Spotify.
Yes. I got Turn On The Lights again. By Fred again, and Future and Swedish House Mafia.
It's a banger. This guy's about to have the best year ever. I think next year.
Next year. Yeah, definitely next year. This year's his coming out party. His Boiler Room set was amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Neek, what we got?
I'm having a look right now. Let's see. Did I put Afraid to Feel LF System? Did I mention?
No, that's I love that jam. Fuck, I play the shit out of that song.
It's a fun song. It has
in the middle of the night too.
A tempo change.
Yeah, from 100 to 128.
Yeah,
real quick. It's a sample. Beautiful sample too.
I'm gonna put that as my pick. That spent like 7 weeks at number 1 on the dance charts.
Yeah,
and that's what kept Break My Soul at number 2 for a long time. So I am running with LF System.
That's a good pick, Dick. If you didn't pick that, I would have picked it next.
Yeah,
I love that song, man.
It's probably like what, 2 months old now, 3 months old now.
Yeah,
it's fire.
Banger. I'm adding Down, DOWN by Hot Chip off their brand new album.
Oh, dope.
Shout out. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll just do this right now. We'll do a little promo right now.
There you go.
Hot Chip just dropped their brand new album. It's fucking fantastic.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna be seeing, hopefully linking with Al Doyle from Hot Chip, guitarist from Hot Chip, this weekend down in Pasadena. Go buy that album. Go make these guys.
Wait a minute, you're going to Pasadena this weekend?
I'm going to be in Pasadena for a music festival.
Which one?
This Ain't No Picnic, along with a friend of the podcast, Grant, DJ Gray.
Gray.
Oh, I just read this. Additional production on the Hot Chip album by Soulwax.
Sick.
There you go.
Oh yeah, dope.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't heard.
But no. Yet. Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. Yeah, so I'll be back next week from Pasadena with a whole review of the festival. We got Phoebe Bridgers there. LCD Sound System's going to be there. The Strokes are going to be there. Yin Yang Twins, Earl Sweatshirt, Jungle, K Tronada, Mac DeMarco. A little bit of everyone, really. A nice broad overview of music. So, and then next week too, we have Jay Crazy joining us.
Crazy.
Yeah. So we're stoked for that as well. We will be back at the same time unless there's any outstanding comments. Travis?
Wolverine might be in the Marvel universe, y'all.
Already.
He's
been there.
Might have already been there all along. So keep an eye out for that.
I got my eye.
We have House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon had the premiere and it was amazing. All my Game of Thrones heads out there, watch House of the Dragon.
I need to watch that.
I'm gonna watch it
tonight. Fail. It's amazing. Nope just showed up on Plex. So I need both of y'all to watch that tonight.
And did you guys watch Immaculate Room?
No, it's on my list.
Immaculate Room's on my list.
It is on my list. Literally, I'm looking at it right now.
Travis, watch that before we DJ together tonight.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about it. 4.3 was what the review was on there. Kept my attention the whole time.
Emile Hirsch.
I didn't look at my phone once.
Can't go wrong with Emile Hirsch though.
Or Kate.
Yeah, Kate.
Yeah.
Oh, Ashley Green is in it too. Shout out Ashley Green.
Yeah.
Hottest vampire ever.
Well, I think we'll end it on that. We'll be there. He is. He's got the moves. You do that. He's gonna do this, and I'll do one of these. We'll be back next week with plenty more music talk and special guest Jay Crazy. But
take a screenshot.
Okay. Peace.